Plenty of maps have left places out over the years. Some towns were erased after economic collapse. Others disappeared due to government construction or natural disasters. But what about the towns that never existed until people started remembering them? What do we do when thousands of people recall a place that isn't on any map, in any file, or in any archive? And what happens when all those memories point to something dark? This is the story of Forest Grove, a town that people swear was real, until it simply wasn't. Across the internet, strange stories have surfaced, places that no longer exist, but were once real to someone. A name on an old shirt, a childhood memory that no one else shares, a road that leads nowhere now, but didn't always. They call these places phantom towns, and Forest Grove may be the most unsettling of them all. Unlike places like Roanoke or the Anjikuni village, which had historical records and vague clues, Forest Grove left behind nothing. No land deeds, no death certificates, no zoning maps, no birth announcements. And yet, there are people, real people, who remember growing up there. The earliest mention of Forest Grove came in a forgotten forum post from 2009. A user mentioned it casually while talking about summer memories in Illinois. They described ice cream stands, a 4th of July parade, and a small public library with a stuffed moose inside the lobby. Someone replied asking where Forest Grove was because they remembered that exact same library. And just like that, the floodgates opened. Within days, dozens of others claimed to remember it too. A woman posted a photo of a rusted license plate that read Forest Grove County. Another found a yearbook, missing its school name, but filled with students she swore she never met. A man uploaded a mug with a faded pine tree logo and the phrase, "Come back soon to Grove Days." The pieces were scattered, the stories were strange, but they all pointed to the same thing. Forest Grove had once been a small town in southern Illinois, and now it was gone. The details varied slightly. Some said it was near the Shawnee National Forest. Others placed it closer to Springfield, but most agreed on the same things. A gas station called Mix, a tiny movie theater with only one screen, and a large, circular fountain in the center of town. One poster even described hearing an odd humming sound at night, like a power line or an old generator. What makes this story different, though, is that there's no record of any of it, not one. The United States Geological Survey has no listing for a forest grove in Illinois. No Postal Service records, no real estate transactions. Even the Illinois State Archives, which hold data from as far back as 1818, have nothing. It's not just that Forest Grove is gone. It's that it was never there. Skeptics were quick to label it a case of false memory, just another Mandela Effect. But believers asked a different question. Why did so many people from different states, different decades, and different backgrounds remember the same town? Was it some kind of psychological glitch, or was something hidden? The first major clue came in 2012. A user going by Pilot Echo shared an unusual memory.
My dad was stationed in a place called Forest Grove during the 80s. He worked night shifts for some kind of government contractor, said it was quiet, too quiet. I asked where it was once. He just laughed and said, "Find it now."
He then posted a blurry photo of a road sign, Forest Grove, Pop, 3211. It had clearly been taken years before. The edges were frayed, the paint faded, but the sign was real. People began connecting the dots. If Forest Grove really was a military town, could it have been part of something classified? One theory pointed to a Cold War-era program called Project Green Pine, a rumored surveillance initiative run by DARPA in the 1970s. Officially, it never existed. Unofficially, it was said to involve the construction of hidden observation towns designed to test behavioral responses under heavy electromagnetic exposure. According to declassified fragments, one such location was built in southern Illinois. Its exact name? Redacted. Another user posted that their uncle had worked somewhere near Vienna, Illinois, during the 1980s. They claimed the area was fenced off, unlisted on maps, and patrolled at night. Locals called it the Grove, and apparently, strange noises came from it after dark, like generators or machinery running underground. When the project ended, the town was shut down, but no one could explain what that meant. The idea that Forest Grove was part of a government experiment gained momentum. One poster wrote,
"My grandma said they evacuated the town overnight. She packed one bag, got on a bus, and never went back. No explanation, just, you can't live there anymore."
They never told her why. And when she tried to drive there a decade later, she said the roads had changed. The exits were gone. The signs had vanished. Could a town really be erased that cleanly? Most would say no. But during the Cold War, secrecy trumped everything. Entire communities were built and buried. From Los Alamos to Mercury, Nevada, history shows us that hidden towns were real. But Forest Grove is different. Because no one even admitted it existed. Another theory is far stranger. It suggests that Forest Grove was a test site for a failed EM field experiment, that the strange hum people reported was a side effect, not of electricity, but of something far worse. There are whispers that those exposed to the hum began reporting odd symptoms, missing time, hallucinations, distorted memories. Some even claimed the town started changing, buildings disappearing or shifting locations, voices on the radio that no one else could hear, light poles blinking in patterns no one could decode, and then silence. If something had gone wrong in Forest Grove, a radiation leak, a mental breakdown, an event with no name, could that explain its erasure? Or was the town never meant to exist in the first place? This leads us to the final and most unsettling theory. Forest Grove still exists, just not here. Some suggest the entire town may have slipped into another timeline, another dimension, or simply out of sync with ours. These theories are hard to prove, but they might explain the dozens of travelers who claim they once passed through a town, only to never find it again. Today, if you search for Forest Grove, Illinois, you'll find nothing. No listings, no mentions, no coordinates. Just a growing archive of stories, memories, and photos from people who swear they were there. Maybe they're all wrong. Maybe it's just an internet myth. Or maybe, just maybe, they remember something they were never meant to. The truth is still out there, just not on any map.